Hello and welcome. I'm Mrs. Anderson. Today I'm going to be giving you a book talk over a best-selling book that's also caused plenty of controversy due to some drug use and sexual situations. Today's book is Crank by Ellen Hopkins, and one of the things that I love about this story is how unique it is. It's written in free verse poetry, so that really helps to move the story forward and make it a quick read. It also helps to get inside the main character, Christina's head, and see what she's going through and what's going on in her head as she faces some really difficult situations. Let's get started. The summer before her junior year, Christina begs her mother to let her go to Albuquerque, New Mexico to visit her dad, who she hasn't seen in years. That's when trouble begins for Christina. Her dad isn't exactly the model father. He stays out late partying, and he leaves Christina to figure out the darker side of Albuquerque on her own. That's when Christina meets her dad's neighbor, Adam. She is immediately drawn to him. He's dark, he's handsome, he's mysterious, and he's completely infatuated with Christina also. He's also completely infatuated with meth, which Christina calls the monster. While she's with Adam, Christina decides to call herself Bree because she feels like there's this other person coming out that is emerging from her. And I'm going to read a couple of short excerpts from the book for you. Choices, choices. Life is full of choices. We don't always make good ones. It seems to Christina you gotta be crazy to open your windows, invite the demons in. Bree throws rocks at the feeble glass, laughs. You have to remember, it had been a tempestuous week, snarled by emotions rubbing me so raw I hurt at night, alone in the dark. I finagled my way on this trip to fall back in love with my dad. Instead, I fell for a boy from the wrong side of the tracks. Worse, the wrong part of the country. I had come wanting to go home. Now the dark side of Albuquerque looked pretty damn good. So when he asked about getting high, I didn't think. I agreed. We smoked some good California green. Took 3 tries to put me in the place he said I should be. Sleepy. Not high at all, but real low. And real slow. Not my idea of a party except for the munchies part. I wanted to meet the monster. Why go down if you can't go up? Just before the drop. You know how you stand and stand and stand in line for the most gigantic, incredible roller coaster you've ever dared attempt? Anticipation swelling, minute by minute by minute. You choose to wait even longer to ride in the front car, and finally it's your turn. They buckle you in, lock the safety bar with a jolting clunk. Hook engaged, the chain jerks you forward. You start to climb. Crank, crank, crank. Cresting to the top, time moves into overtime as you wait for that scant hesitation just before you drop, knowing you can't turn back. You know how you feel at that instant? Well, that's exactly how it feels when you shake hands with the monster. Bree continues to party with Adam and the monster. In doing so, she finds herself in situations she can hardly believe herself. She loves Adam. She loves the monster. And both seem so wrong for her. When it's time to return home, Christina thinks she's safe, but she soon realizes that things will never return to normal. Back home, Christina realizes that her alter ego Bree is here to stay, and wherever Bree goes, trouble seems to follow. If you want to know what happens to Christina and if she can overcome Bree and the monster also known as meth, read Crank by Ellen Hopkins. If you like the book Go Ask Alice, I think you'll also enjoy reading Crank. It is the first book in a trilogy. Christina's struggle continues in Glass and Fallout. Readers who like this book may also enjoy Beneath a Meth Moon by Jacqueline Woodson, Clean by Amy Reed, or Narc by Carissa Jean Chappelle, so be sure to check out those books as well. Thank you so much for listening, and I do hope you'll check out the book Crank by Ellen Hopkins.